with it in the hood with it. Welcome back to the Collective Clips, where you already know we really get it in, right? But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up, and it's all because of you. And for that, I'm very humbled. It's greatly appreciated. So looky here. Can I have some, Adam? Guess what, man? Is Adam trolling? He's decided to bring Nortenos back to his podcast. Now, with all the recent bullshit that's happened, when Lazy Boy popped up, there was a lot of people that felt some type of way. There was a lot of animosity, and it kicked a lot of shit off. And I know people don't quite understand how that affects people's egos and how that affects people's business acumen. But at the end of the day, it really does. It really stirred controversy and caused chaos. And at the end of the day, Adam could only thank himself. But you got to understand, you got to commend him for at least taking or giving the opportunity to people that necessarily haven't pulled up in the past to get a little bit of shine, get a little bit of love. Adam is a businessman. At the end of the day, he might be a chirujo. He might have phone conversations with people that are slightly underage, I guess, or whatever, right? At the end of the day, he does what he does for views, for business, and to push his agenda. And I think by him bringing Northern California raza onto his platform, I don't think initially he did it to troll. I don't think initially he did it to cause bullshit and chaos. But I think when he's seen that it did views, it did numbers, and that it had a negative impact or effect on the raza community, he absolutely was all for going in and having another one. Now, I believe just having known this business, knowing how YouTube platforms work and content creation, this shit was already pre-planned, meaning that he already had all these different interviews lined up. He's trying to go outside the box. He's trying to bring different people on, and that's quite understandable. It's his platform, his business, his money, his rhythm, his wiggle. At the same time, there's going to be a lot of people that are upset. And they're upset because when Lazy Boy the Sajo went on the No Jumper platform, and however that worked out, when he went on, there was a lot of people woofing, talking about, that's never going to happen again. Norteños have no business. The Northern raza has no business pulling up down south to Southern California and doing anything, period, right? And then there are those that are just raza like myself that say, it's a good look, man. At least doors are opening. I know Adams isn't the door you want to go through because you never know what big black thing you might see. But at the end of the day, it is a door that needs to be opened, and he's allowed that to happen. So kudos and respects for that. As far as I'm concerned, I think the raza as a whole, South and North and South, can do without the No Jumper podcast, but that's just my way of thinking. That's just how I feel about that situation, right? Now, for those of you that don't know, when Lazy Boy pulled up, I was pretty, I kind of sat back and was like, wow, out of all the Northern California rappers they could have chosen, Adam decided to interview Lazy Boy. Now, this is no disrespect towards Lazy. I know he's out there considered a real one, still in good standings, doing his thing allegedly. But at the end of the day, he's not as well known as several other Northern California rappers that actually got good rhyming, that are versatile on the mic, that are really out there doing things, man. I mean, Lazy Boy outside of Northern California is not known, not very well known. Again, I commend him on going up there, presenting himself, actually pulling up to Southern California and handling his business. Okay, now, like I said, it caused a lot of controversy, and there was a lot of people that said, Lazy Boy's card was pulled. He was not allowed to go back to Southern California just based upon that conversation he had with Adam, some of the things he said, and also, the disrespect that him and Lefty Gunplay have going back and forth on IG doing. It's just not a good look, and they pulled his carta. You ain't going back, it said. That's what they said, right? And that's cool, man. To each their own. People are going to voice how they feel. At the end of the day, hey, it's brown people making brown moves, making money moves, and you can't be mad at that. They're out there making power moves, wearing shower shoes, pulling hoes and strippers, wearing Gucci slippers. How can you object to raza making money? You shouldn't, you shall not, but it happens. There's always going to be someone who has a thumb in their mouth and a finger in their butt, man, and feels some type of way. And it doesn't matter what side you're from. That's just no out of preservatives, point blank, straight up. Vatos get to hating and are envious, when people are making power moves. I'm not one of them. What I am is I'm all for brown people, no matter what side you're from, coming up. I believe, man, the more we come up, the more we can bring our people up. You know, the more you come down, so it's come on the come down, the more you push your people down. We don't need that. We are looked at in a society that fucking breeds hate and envy, man. We are looked at as the people that are always envious and hatred or display hatred tactics towards each other. You know, you got to work from the inside out in order to help the community you live in and really be about them Northern California and them Southern California streets that you live on, that you don't own. But if you're really about that, then you help your own people within and you help your people to help other people. That's just what the way I was laced and how I was taught. That's real game. Now, Bandz is from Santa Rosa, and he pulled up with, of course, Gold Toes and several others. And I can't wait to see when they air this broadcast, because this podcast, I'm sure, is going to be a little bit more different. And we're going to get a different angle and a different aspect at a different person than it was for Lazy Boy. See, everything I've ever heard about Bandz is he's no nonsense. He's laced up. He's seasoned. He has a little bit more paprika in his push, meaning that, you know, he comes from being incarcerated, doing time, and being gamed up and clechad up the way a real Norteño shall be. You know, not to disrespect Lazy Boy, but I don't feel Lazy Boy displayed certain characteristics that people believe the Norteño cause is. You know, he is of a younger generation, a different generation, and, you know, the haircut, the pants, the half shirts, things of that nature, just basically kind of hindered the movement and made people look at it some type of way. When it's all said and done, it ain't about the way you dress, it ain't about the way you rock, Holmes. It's about the way you display your message and carry yourself with professionalism and respect towards every side. Okay, those are the true people, Holmes, that know the meaning of canalismo, that know the meaning of respect, that know the meaning of the North and South push. You know, everything was started and established, man, for the betterment of the people, of the raza. You know, whether you choose one side or the other, that's up to you, man. Beggars can't be choosers, though. Remember, at the end of the day, man, we are on the late bus, man, just barely coming in. Not the short bus, that's it, the late bus, right? Hey, but you know about Mexicans, we ride slow and low. We're going to get there, right? And now Northern California is starting to get there. Now, whether who got there first or who gets there second, hey, the turtle always wins the wabbit race, right? Whoever gets there, it doesn't matter as long as you got there. So Adam allowing fucking Norteños to come back can do one or two things. You know, there's people that are going to say he's trolling. Is he? You know, I seen the picture. Look at the thumbnail. He's wearing the all red shit, you know, the all red uniform. And that's just called adaptability. You know, when you got a whole bunch of guys that are coming in wearing the red color, which this time it looks like guys did wear the color red. I know Bandz did. But again, man, he's a representative of Norte Califas. He's a representative of his people, his gente, and he felt some type of way. Is it disrespect to wear red? Is it disrespect for Adam to wear red to adapt to his guest that he had in the office? Now, with Adam, I'm sure he could have worn any color he wanted. He's not gang affiliated. But when you do tend to blend in with the color scheme of the guy that you're interviewing, people can misconstrue it and say that you're trolling. Is Adam truly trolling? Probably so. Let's just be real. The way Adam takes it, the way he does his things and conducts his business, isn't he constantly trolling his own people that work for him? Isn't he constantly trolling the raza community? That's just the way it looks. Now, is this a good look for Adam? There's definitely going to be a lot of people that view it and tap in and tune in because they just want to see how the conversation went. And I'm going to look, but even more so than that, you know, I'm looking to see what happens after the fact. You know, I already know, having known Bandz' resume, who he is about Northern California, the way he rocks, you know, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hate. There's going to be a lot of people, and I'm not saying from the South side, from every side. There's going to be a lot of people that are like, man, it ain't no different from fucking bringing Lazy Boy in, but it is. There's a vast difference, and because he's a different person. Okay, he's a person, man, that's trying to make waves out there and is doing his thing. And hey, and as you see, Gold Toes was right beside him, because they got a working relationship. Now, just when Gold Toes went onto these platforms, you know, all these several platforms, there was a lot of people that started hating. There was a lot of shit that went on behind Gold Toes going on these platforms. And I always thought it was a good look. Knowing the way Gold Toes rocks, man, he's all about the brown people and has always been. Now, he just happens to be from Northern California. Is that upsetting to some? Absolutely, man. But if he was from Southern California, I'd support him just the same because I know what his intentions are. His intention is to get to the bag musically, professionally, and in a business-like fucking fashion. That's just it. Okay, so Bandz coming up to fucking No Jumper is going to stir up a lot of bullshit. Right now, this is the worst it's ever been in Northern California and Southern California as far as North and South issues in a very long time. And I think that's due to social media. That's due to certain platforms, man, making their agenda everyone else's agenda. You know, spitting hatred, spitting venom, spitting poison. See, I myself have never been like that, man. I believe everybody that is a respectful person should be able to get at that bag. I believe everybody that fucking carries themselves, you know, a certain way. When I say professionally, I don't mean you have to be all fucking suited and booted. I just mean, you know how to conduct yourself, know how to hold a conversation, know what to say and when to say it. You see, when you start to bring alleged active gang members, whether they're rappers or comedians or actors or whatever they are, onto your social media platform, there are questions you should and should not ask. Now, of course, that's up to the person doing the interview. The interviewee will always ask things, and fucking pages like Adams, Vlad's, certain ones, we all know, man, they like to dig up in your molar and pull out your canine. So you need to watch what you say. These are the type of individuals, Bandz, even Lefty Gunplay, and certain other individuals that go on there from the North and the South, you shouldn't have to tell this to. They know what way to answer questions and what questions to answer correctly, because at the end of the day, I don't wish incarceration or any bullshit upon these guys' laps. They already got to deal with hate. They got to deal with slander. They got to deal with defecation on their character. They got to deal with a whole bunch of people talking that rah-rah shit that really ain't in their mix or really at their level. You know, when it comes to Bandz, like I said, man, I've heard a lot about them. Don't know them personally, but I do know a lot of vatos from Santa Rosa, man. I've done time with homeboys from Santa Rosa, VSRN, shout outs and respects. And I can tell you, man, Santa Rosa has always been like this when it comes to that. They've always carried themselves to a higher standard. So I believe Bandz would do just the same. Now, for those that are going to make it an issue, like these vatos can't come to Southern California because they're setting flags down or trying to establish some roots, they're just simply, bro, podcasting. It's just simply sitting down and talking about a music career. Now, if vatos decide to ask gang-related questions, and this is going to be kind of tricky because Bandz did come out with a song where he said he was not fucking identifying with the peace treaty or the truce. I think more so that was done just to be, you know, just musically. But again, man, it goes back and forth. You know, if you talk to Southerners, they're going to say the Northerners talk a lot of shit about the Southsiders in their music. If you talk to Northerners, they're going to say the same thing. Quietly as is kept, without sugarcoating shit, there's a lot of back and forth, period. But that's gangbanging. That's what you signed up for. There's always going to be people that are instigating and talking shit and stirring up controversy. But at the end of the day, no harm, no foul. As long as everyone plays ball and hits home runs, then let's get to it. Okay? Now, me, myself, having stepped back a long time ago, man, I could be non-objective because I support all the raza. And I could say, man, first and foremost, I commend these dudes for pulling up down south and handling their business. But pulling up down south to me is just like pulling up around the corner or pulling up back that way. It's all the same damn thing. It's just another city, Holmes, where fucking Adam happens to be stationed. Now, I seen one platform say, damn, Adam might have to fucking close up shop, fold up shop and move because people are going to feel some type of way. And I think that's a little bit petty, man. You know, if people are feeling some type of way, I mean, they're not feeling a type of way about him talking to young kids. Motherfuckers ain't feeling no type of way about him being accused of being a chiru, or they ain't feeling no type of way about him disrespecting the raza. So you can't sit here and say you're going to feel some type of way about him interviewing a vato that's from up north that's of Mexican descent, but not in the same breath say you're feeling some type of way and he has to fold up shop if he's a Megan's Law contender. What I'm saying is this. And this is straight up, man. I know a lot of people will hate me for it, but it's as real as it fucking gets, right? And I'm not ranting or raving, Holmes. I'm just keeping it solid when I say, really look at it. Can you be upset with the guy for interviewing an up-and-coming artist, no matter what side he's from? You know, he interviews Crips. Bloods don't get mad. He interviews Bloods. Crips don't get mad. Asian gang members, their opposition ain't tripping. You know, they don't like them, but at the same time, they're going to watch it because they got love for their ethnicity. And it should be the same way for Mexicans, man. When I see Southern California rappers go on podcasts, I don't hate whatsoever. There's always that flame that's burning in my heart from the past, but it doesn't make me hate. It makes me be interested into how they tick and they talk and how they work. And all the time, man, I always come up to the same conclusion. The fucking clock is the same, homie. The same 12, the same 1, the same 4, the same 3. It's all the same. Unless it's my cousin. Then, you know, we don't do 3. We don't do 3. He's different. But at the end of the day, man, it's just all the same to me. So let's see what happens. You know, let's see if Adam gets ran upon, taxed, beat up, you know, because people feel that he's trolling now, bringing in other Norteño rappers. Quietly as it's kept, like I said, I know the way the game works, man. I'm sure he had all these interviews predetermined, and when he didn't expect the Lazy Boy interview to go that route and for people to trip so bad. So when it did happen and people were envious and hating and there was a lot of back and forth going on, I don't think he was going to stop his bag by bringing Bandz in. And I don't think Bandz was ever intimidated or felt like there was a threat. You know, again, I'm sure Adam takes care. Well, ask Kelpie, right? I'm sure Adam tries to make security, you know, present and take care of his fucking guests. But at the same time, anything is known to happen and can happen on No Jumper. They like to throw Slurpees, bone fucking Adam's old lady, and all kinds of other things. Everything's going to see all right, Mama Bear. Except for Crip Mac's case. When it came to that, everything wasn't all right. So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, respects to Bandz and respects to the Southern raza and the Southern hospitality, man, that shows love and respect to the fucking interview. Because there's a lot of people that are interested in hearing what other Vatos have to say. And when they'll realize, just like I realized a long time ago, we are all the same, homie. We all push that good look, man, and that good look is brown pride. And we're going to continue to do that, man. We're going to continue to make waves in the industry, whether it be podcasting, content creation, rapping, acting, comedian, whatever we choose to do in life, man. We should uplift each other and help each other rather than tear each other back because we don't like the fucking extra dot that's under their eye. You know, whether it's 4 dots or 3 dots, our vidas are all loca, homes, and that's just what it is. So anyways, with that being said, do I think Adam's going to have to fucking close up shop and disappear and that he's starting to troll? I don't think he's necessarily trolling, and I don't never like to give Adam any fucking love, right? But I don't think he's trolling, albeit though wearing that red jumpsuit, whatever the fuck he was wearing right there. That was a little trollish, man. He could have wore black or brown or green or fucking pink because it's Adam, right? Probably black because that's what they're into, him and his lady. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing, man. If anything, we need to be progressive in our thinking. It's time for us to get ours as raza, north and south, man. You know, if we're not going to do it united and together as people, as one gente, then fucking don't get in the way of others getting their paper and their money. You know, you can't hate like, oh shit, Vatos are coming down here. Bro, there's no border. It doesn't cost a toll to come down there, man. It's all love. It's just business. Business is business. Men professionally know how to distance themselves from business, pleasure, personal, and all that, right? We'll see how Bandz fucking plays it out, man. Do I think he's going to say something hypey or something crazy? Perhaps. I don't know the Vato like that. But do I think he's going to conduct himself in a professional manner, in a very respectful manner to the area he's at? Absolutely. That's how Nortenos were bred. That's how Nortenos are indoctrinated. When I see Vatos woofing back and forth and the SKs and the NKs and all this shit on the social media, I just laugh and I say, damn, these Vatos right here are fucking mixed up. Because a true Norteño and a true Southsider conducts themselves at a higher standard and a different level, man. And those that don't know will never know, homes. You can lead a fool to water, but you can't make them drink, right? You can't teach the unteachable, homes. You can't lace up the unlaceable, bro. The ones that already got their shit laced up and are ready to rock, they're going to continue that way. And those that aren't, well, guess what? They're going to be wearing chanclas, homes, and getting scooted and booted. That's just how that is. Anyways, with that being said, that's just my 2 cents on the thing, man. We'll see what happens. But yes, other Northerners, active alleged Norteños did pull up to No Jumper. People thought it couldn't be done or it shouldn't be done. But I asked this question. Why shouldn't it be done? Why shouldn't Southern California rappers go up north and do fucking things too? Why can't we all just make money? Why can't we all just get along as gente and people? Now, again, let me stress this to you. I'm not gang affiliated or gang associated. I once was, man, and I speak from the past to the future. Great Scots, like a Back to the Future movie. And I'll tell you this, man, everyone that I've ever come across north and south in my lifetime, and not every single person, but the majority, man, it was all love and respect. I'm telling you, man, I did so many years in prison, and I never had issues with Southsiders. Go think on that. Facts. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive to struggle, the struggle to strive. And we all shall continue to struggle and strive. Doesn't matter what side of California you're on. It's all the same damn thing, homes. Taxes and gas prices hit differently, I guess, in certain parts. But for the most part, it breaks all our pockets. And I'm going to tell you this right now, real talk. Is Adam trolling? Nah, Adam ain't trolling at this point, man. But that don't mean he ain't a chiru. This is the gun.